Hi, my name is Masuda Vora, and my presentation highlights alternatives to suspension and expulsion. I hope to give you a short insight into some of Vegetaria's alternatives. I know most of you are already very familiar with the PBIS framework and to some extent restorative practices, so I won't delve into that too much. But the purpose of this presentation is to discuss a range of options that educators can use as a trial and error basis to see what works best for their own particular school. First, though, I'd like to start off with a video. Okay, restorative practice, what is it? Accountability, there are three main goals. Accountability, students are given an opportunity to restore the damage, and it also allows all those involved to dig deeper into what the root problem was for the infraction. Are there underlying causes that led to such behavior? How can we solve that problem? For the community, safety involves practices that build strong relationships through which a strong community is formed, and there is trust amongst the members and knowledge that everyone is looking out for each other, creating a safe environment for everyone. Competency development through these practices, students learn how to accept responsibility, problem solve, be empathetic. It's a learning process for both the victim and perpetrator, and the focus is on the harm done, not on whose fault it is for breaking the rules. What takes place? Mediators determine if the infraction led to a physical harm or an emotional harm. How can we make things right? They ponder on questions like what happened, how did it happen, what can we do to make it right? And it's all asked judgmentally. The thinking sheets help students reflect on the misconduct and its impact on those around them, and how their actions damage relationships. In some cases, scenarios are given to allow students to ponder about different perspectives and the damage that can be caused by people's actions. What are the benefits? Restorative practices send the message to this child that I'm not against you, I'm for you, and so thereby creating a supportive environment. The skills gained, students will learn about conflict resolution and problem solving skills and critical thinking skills, which are all the skills that they will use for the rest of their lives. They learn how to cooperate and find solutions, and they feel connected to the school. It promotes positive feelings rather than resentment and alienation. How can restorative practice integrate with an existing PBIS in place? In Tier 1, provides school-wide social emotional learning, building strong relationships, positive reinforcement of desirable behavior, differentiated instruction, and involvement by the community to support the school. Tier 2, this intervention is used to provide support to at-risk students, and preventative measures are taken. Support is individualized for academic and behavioral difficulties. Tier 3 is intensive, sustained, and individualized supports, and it's provided by family and community. Both PBIS and restorative practice place high value on giving students opportunities, whether through self-reflection, accountability to repair damage, giving their sides of the story, or teaching and rewarding positive behavior, and to give maximum support that's advantageous and favorable to them, rather than punishing and excluding them from the learning. What other solutions can be provided besides suspension? This information is from an article called Alternatives to Suspension and Expulsion. I found it interesting as it gives a menu of alternatives. Many courses, for example, schools can develop short units or modules on various types of inappropriate behavior, and includes readings, videos, workbooks, tests, oral reports, and it's designed to teach awareness, knowledge, or skills. For counseling, they engage in problem-solving activities in areas of needed skill development. Community services, these kind of activities strengthen students' ties with the community and develop positive relationship with the adults. And examples are like stocking shelves at the library, raking leaves. Alternative programs, especially at the secondary level, it's possible to identify changes in students' schedules or classes or programs that will avoid problem environments or the situation. But still, they must permit continued access to curriculum and school. Appropriate in school suspension, it's important to continue academic and other instruction in the alternative environment, and the focus is on solving the problem that resulted in students being sent to this environment. Providing conflict de-escalation training, especially for teachers, on how to de-escalate the conflict and avoid power struggles. Other options are building adult-student relationships and recognizing and awarding good behavior, and having behavioral contracts and restitution for repairing physical the building if there was damage to it, having behavioral plans or giving sensory breaks, and also responsible thinking classrooms. Examples of what other schools are doing in Connecticut. The following is a menu of possible interventions that educators can consider using. They're examples of what other schools have tried and tested, and the information is from Teaching Discipline, a toolkit for educators on positive alternatives to out-of-school suspension. It's an extensive report about the different systems and programs used by schools across Connecticut, and I picked and chose just a few examples which can be useful in experimenting what works depending on strengths, challenges, and the needs of schools. Active teaching of social skills is one. Many schools in Connecticut have improved school climate and reduced out-of-school suspension rates by actively teaching social skills and self-discipline and character education. West Hartford Elementary Schools incorporates lessons on school climate and cooperation into their health classes. They teach tolerance, cooperation, and empathy. In the middle schools, they discuss issues such as harassment and threatening and bullying. And they engage in conflict resolution and how they should react if they witness inappropriate behavior. In High Horizons Magnet School, students participate in community meetings, which teaches social skills and how to build relationships and prevent misunderstandings that could lead to problems. Mentoring. Many schools in Connecticut have sought to reduce disciplinary problems and promote student success through mentoring programs. Middletown High School has a mentoring program called Men and Women in Schools, and positive adult men and women from the community volunteer to become the mentors. They also have Pride Advisory Group meetings to enhance relationships with teachers. Cheshire High School has a program called Link Crew. The juniors and seniors have mentorship and leadership training for 3 days in the summer, and then they follow up with training throughout the year. They meet freshmen, the incoming freshmen, to talk about school climate and expectations, and also encourages respect for the freshmen. It's a one-time cost, and trained leaders will continue the trainings to train the student mentor, so it's a one-time cost. Mediation. Bridgeport's High Horizons Magnet School work in teams of 2 to resolve conflicts amongst their peers, and then it culminates into a written contract between the students, and it's closely supervised and assisted by guidance counselors. Personalizing a school experience. Research shows that a high student to teacher ratio creates a barrier to relationship development and is associated with higher levels of school violence. Hamden High School uses a house system to create small environments within the school. Danbury Public Schools have found that structuring the schools into clusters or mini schools improves discipline. In school suspension, Conrad High School in West Hartford have a new program called Wednesday Detention. And because West Hartford Public Schools have a half day because of staff training, students who have detention stay on to attend a psychoeducational group session, which is for an hour and a half of school-based community service. Social emotional learning behavioral supports. Montville School District Middle School have a student support center. A teacher trained in special education works with students in the general classroom. Teachers also, Conrad High School, the Student Success Team model promoted by Governor's Prevention Partnership to improve student behavior. Out of school suspension rates in Connecticut are dropping. Bridgeport has actually shown a substantial reduction during the time period of 2006 and to 2009. Final thoughts are that discipline must be explicitly taught and behavioral expectation must be practiced, monitored, and reinforced. If you want student behavior to change, then adult behavior must change first. It's important to create a caring and welcoming school environment by all. Intervention should be based on data, and if programs or strategies fail, another one can be implemented. As each school is unique in its strengths and challenges, investments will be paid off in the end in saving instruction time and improved academic achievement. Thank you, and I hope this presentation was of benefit to you.